I don't know. I'm just really passionate about children's fashion. I've like never been able to just put my daughter in anything. I'm really thoughtful about everything that I put on her. And I think maybe it's just kind of wanting her to come into her own personality of clothes. And she has. It's great. It's amazing. She dressed herself yesterday. Her baby sister got baptized and she dressed herself for it and appropriately. Like I was like, yes, this is so
win.
cute.
That's always a win.
Yeah. For 4, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I just found myself going to Buckhead all the time, or, there's some cute little shops here and there, but they're out there. There's nothing that's like closer than 30 minutes of a drive if you live in the downtown Roswell area. So I was just kind of like, man, I really wish that there was some place that I could just like quickly pop in if I needed something for her, if I knew I needed stockings, or if I needed a gift, or I wanted a book, or, or I just want to walk around with her and just shop. And there was nothing. And so I said the same thing that I said about the Pilates studio, because I was like, well, if nobody else will do it, I will. But my stipulation was it has to be the perfect location and it has to be on Canton Street. So I was like, if something pops up and it's Canton Street, I'll go for it. Yeah. So I saw the building that we're in now pop up on, actually it was Roswell Snobs had posted about it. And they were like, you probably want to know about this soon, because it's not going to last. And I was like, okay, let me go see it. And I'm just going to see it. Yeah. And then I walked in and looked around and I said, yep.
A sincere thank you to Wellstar North Fulton Medical Center for its sponsorship and for fostering a healthy community where businesses can thrive. We'd also like to thank WIR Detail for its quarterly sponsorship. Listeners can use code BREWSHINE to receive $25 off a full vehicle detail or receive a free interior refresh with any exterior service. Welcome back to Roswell Brew Talks. I'm Ashley Allen, VP of Operations and Economic Development here at Roswell, Inc., your economic development organization for the city of Roswell.
And I'm Andy Williams, President and CEO of Visit Roswell, the city's official destination marketing organization charged with promotion of tourism throughout the community. And this month, on this episode of Women Who Lead, we have a great guest. This is somebody who's got her hands in a number of different things. And we're going to talk about pretty much all of them, I think, on this episode. And we're really excited about this because one of the things from a tourism perspective I'm excited about also is that it brings more retail into Roswell. And that's something we constantly talk about, having the need for more of that. So with us today, we have Brandi Rhodes, and Brandi represents Pinkerton's Baby and Kids. We'll get into that. It's a great little boutique right in downtown Roswell, and also Naked Mind Yoga and Pilates. Brandi, it's a pleasure to have you on.
Thank you guys. I've been waiting. Been like, all right.
No, there we go. There we go.
You're gonna ask me.
Love it. Here you are. So we want to jump into. You've got an interesting story, and for a lot of our viewers and listeners, they may not know the actual background of what all you're involved in, and really like that national and international spotlight, even, and how that comes into play. So walk us back. Give us your background so that we know kind of who Brandi is and where you come from, and how Roswell ties into all of this.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm from Michigan, so I'm a transplant to Roswell from many different places. I've lived everywhere, and then we ended up landing in Roswell really solid, which is great. I go all the way back to childhood. I was a pro figure skater. Well, not as a child. At 4, I worked my way up to figure skating on a professional level and competing all over the place. And that was kind of my sports, like my into sports. Went to University of Michigan. There I did the figure skating team for a year. Wasn't quite going how I had hoped it would go with school and job and skating and, no car.
Yep.
And so got away from figure skating, but missed it forever. Just missed that like competitiveness, the entertainment element of it. It was my life. But I always had been a speaker. So everybody always would say to me as a kid growing up, you should be a news anchor. So I decided to become a news anchor. So I went to school for that and did it for, it was short-lived. I mean, it was probably a year. I was not having fun with the Michigan winters of trekking through the snow with all the equipment, having to set everything up. And then getting back and then, your news editor saying it stinks. So it was like, well, what am I doing? So anyways, just took a huge whim and just was like, I'm just going to move far away and I'm just going to kind of start over again. So I moved to Miami, Florida. got into entertainment a little bit more down there. Was still interested in news and trying it again. So I was going to University of Miami, which is a wonderful school for broadcasting. If anybody's ever interested in that, like straight there.
Yeah.
Don't stop. Don't collect $200 and go. Like,
Yeah.
just go.
That's the spot. Okay.
And it was great. And then my agent at the time got a call from WWE, and she was like, "Don't hang up." So I was like, "Okay, that's a great start."
Really?
And she was like, "Would you ever want to try wrestling?" And I was like, "Why would I want to try wrestling?" And she's like, "Well, just watch it tonight. It's on tonight. Just watch the show and see what you think." So I watched, and I vividly remember seeing my husband on it, and being like, he's cool. Like I like what he's doing. And, he's a nice looking guy. This is kind of cool. And I thought, okay, I was intrigued because there was the athleticism, the character work. There was the ability to speak and just kind of put it all together. So I said, okay, I'm interested. It was maybe a month later that they'd moved me to Tampa to train, and I'm training to be a wrestler. In that, there's a lot of things you can do in wrestling. Like you don't have to wrestle. You can manage, which is kind of what most of my career was, which is a wrestler who doesn't wrestle a whole lot, but can get thrown through a table or whatever you need to do. And you can ring announce, and you can, backstage correspond, all sorts of things. So I remember I was at a show one day for the training center, and everybody's flipping out about the ring announcers not there. And, who's going to do this? And I was like, well, can I ask? I mean, I've only been there for maybe a week. And I said, well, can I ask what that entails? And they said, well, you got to, announce their hometowns and their weights and where they're from. And you got to do it like, and I said, I can do that. And they were like, really? I was like, yeah, I can do that. And I'm like, did no one read my resume here? So I'm like, okay. So I did that. And then a week later was called to the main roster. So I didn't know what I was doing there. They always would say, you get called up and you have no idea what you're doing. So be ready to do anything. So I was like, well, maybe I'm called up to manage for something, or I don't know, eat somebody's finishing move. That's fine. I can do that. And then I get called in and they're like, you're ring announcing tonight. And there's 40,000 people there. And I was like, what? I really don't know how to do this. Like I just did it one time because and they were just like, you'll get it. And it was just the biggest adrenaline rush to do it. And then I was like, I'm hooked. I'm here. So I've been in the wrestling business for over 10 years now. I'm still technically in the business. I'm not actively a wrestler, but I do Shot of Brandi for WWE, and I do some key other spots and things.
And Cody is certainly active.
Cody is the most active you can ever be in professional wrestling. Yeah. He's the man.
Gracious.
Yeah.
That's exciting. Cool. So then take us through how you opened your first business here in Roswell, which was Naked Mind.
Yeah. So this was actually wrapping up wrestling, the actual physical wrestling part of my career. And again, got that weirdness of like, what am I supposed to do with my body now? It just seems like it's a routine thing that I work out and I train and I take care of myself, but like, what am I actually doing here? And like, how am I improving myself in any way? And there's more that I need to be doing. And I had just had my daughter, Liberty, and she, was inspiration to me on like, I always saw a working mother, my mom was very hardworking all throughout my childhood. So I was like, I got to figure out what I want to do and do it for her. And I knew it wasn't traveling on the road and, wrestling anymore. So I was like, what is it? So then I just went into a yoga class, and I'm on record for somebody who hated yoga. Hated it. You couldn't get me to do it. I had one too many bad experiences in a hot yoga class, and that was it. So I don't know what got me to the yoga class, but I did it that day, and I felt better in my body than I had in a long time. So I was like, all right, maybe there's something to this yoga thing. And I'd done Pilates for a while, and I always liked Pilates. And once I started taking more yoga, I realized they complement each other really well. So I was like, why is nobody doing the two together? I can tell you now why they're not, but but we are. But yeah, it just seemed like the yin to the yang. So like, let's do this together. There's no place I can go that will give me both. So why don't I do that? And then I said, yeah, and on top of it, why don't we do childcare? Guys. Why? I don't know, but we do it. We offer
on site,
it's
right?
a lot. Yeah. So you can sign up for a class, and as long as there's a childcare block around it, you can sign up for that and have your children watched. It's actually an easier thing to do than you think. if you have all your ducks in a row, because
Right.
the parents are on site.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
yeah.
the same as like trying to open a daycare
Right,
or
right,
something
right.
where the parents leave. But yeah, it was a big undertaking. I do understand now why
Yeah.
people don't do both. You've got two different schedules running kind of simultaneously. We've definitely remodeled plenty over there to fit the needs of
Make adjustments.
sound, because like
Okay.
you have a yin class that needs to be completely silent. Right next door you have a really high energy advanced Pilates class.
Yeah,
like that
that's a
doesn't
good
work.
point.
So yeah, we've done a lot of playing around, and I feel like we've finally really hit our sweet spot with everything over there,
Mhm.
and really happy with it.
So your
Yeah.
response from the community, it sounds like it's been really good. Are you in North Fulton, the entire region is pretty active, obviously.
Yeah.
So are there any things that you're looking at? Is it kind of like you've hit your sweet spot and you're kind of just rolling with it at this point? Is there anything you want to add in the future with it as you grow it?
I feel like we've really gotten where we need to be.
Okay.
And I don't see us adding anything. In the last year, we took on a massage therapist, which was nice.
Yeah.
To kind of complement everything. And we've had talks of other people in those areas maybe coming into the space and doing something, because it's a lot of space over there. We've got a big footprint.
Yeah.
So we have room for things. But
Yeah.
as far as the actual like workouts and what we're offering, it's pretty good. And we're newly offering some genres that we haven't really before, that we kind of just touched on before, but now they've kind of gotten more, I guess people are more interested in them. So we've just started kind of some new instructors that are doing new kind of hot button phrases of workouts. But yeah, I'm very happy with how we are
That's awesome.
over there.
Do you guys feel like, so offering both yoga and Pilates, do you feel like, you said there's some crossover, there's all that core strengthening, right? Do people tend to lean one way or the other? Because yoga tends to be, even with like I've done strength training, more like workout style yoga. I've also done the like calming, relaxing, but it still is like a little more relaxed, right? It's a little more kind of mind and body, whereas like Pilates is like some hardcore exercising. Do you feel like people, maybe just do the yoga or the Pilates, or have you created this really nice balance where people kind of do both?
So we have both, actually. We have people who they just come just for Pilates, or they're just there for yoga and they're not interested in, crossing the streams. And then we have people that just love us because they can do both. So they'll, have a really hard Pilates class and then they'll couple it with the gentle flow yoga right after. And we have some people who like they're back to back like 2 or 3 times a day, different classes, and just
Really?
kind
No
of
kidding.
Yeah, they
Jeez.
really like that membership.
Yeah,
You know?
I was gonna say, what's your
Like-
membership model like? Because
we've got a couple people that like we have to keep upping the ante for like, gosh, this person's hitting 800 classes this month. Like that's crazy. I'm like, yeah. So
their full-time job
Really-
is coming to class.
really hardcore, really dedicated.
Yeah.
So you determine at some point you're not busy enough, and so you want to get into the retail business, which leads
Whatever
us into
reason.
Pinkerton's Baby and Kids, right on the north end of Canton Street. Great location, too, where you are. So tell us about where that came from and kind of how you got involved. And I mention this all the time. I love that we add retail in Roswell. That we hear often that we're dominated by the food and beverage scene, and it's true. And those restaurants and breweries do great. But for me, it's always great to see that product mix and to be able to offer retail for our shoppers and diners as well. So how did that
Assuming
come about?
we have Liberty to thank for this one again, since she
Yes.
was your
Yeah.
inspiration
Yes,
for
yes.
getting the first business started.
So I don't know. I'm just really passionate about children's fashion. I've like never been able to just put my daughter in anything.
Yeah.
I'm really thoughtful about everything that I put on her. And I think maybe it's just kind of wanting her to come into her own personality of clothes. And she has. It's great. It's amazing. She dressed herself yesterday. Her baby sister got baptized and she dressed herself for it, and appropriately. Like I was like, yes, this
That's
is
a
so
win.
cute.
That's always a win.
Yeah. For 4, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I just found myself going to Buckhead all the time, or, there's some cute little shops here and there, but they're out there. There's nothing that's like closer than 30 minutes of a drive if you live in the downtown Roswell area. So I was just kind of like, man, I really wish that there was some place that I could just like quickly pop in if I needed something for her, if I knew I needed stockings, or if I needed a gift, or I wanted a book, or, or I just want to walk around with her and just shop.
Yeah.
And there was nothing. And so I said the same thing that I said about the Pilates studio, because I was like, well, if nobody else will do it, I will. But my stipulation was it has to be the perfect location and it has to be on Canton Street. So I was like, if something pops up and it's Canton Street, I'll go for it.
Yeah.
So I saw the building that we're in now pop up on, actually it was Roswell Snobs had posted about it. And they were like, you probably want to know about this soon, you know, because it's not going to last. And I was like, okay, let me go see it. And I'm just going to see it.
Yeah.
You know? And then I walked in and looked around and I said, yep. This is going to happen.
That was it.
This is happening now. So
Well, you hit on something good too. It's not just clothes. You do, you know, shoes, children's books, children's toys, kind of a little bit of everything.
Yeah, and we just keep growing. You know, it was a modest beginning because you don't know what you need or what you want or what the community needs. So we kind of just started with a little bit of a nice assortment of things, and then I've just really leaned into what people have told me that they want. So certain brands, I mean, spring has been like Christmas for us. Like we get I just left from over there and we had 2 boxes that had just arrived full of spring stuff. So we're just really doing the most. I mean, we just got Melissa and Doug toys. Really, I'm saying to myself, like, what do I want here for people? And then how do I get it?
Yeah.
And that's just it. Like we're getting into bigger brands. Like we've got Toms now, shoes. So for girls and boys, Robies we'll have, which are really popular for baby shoes and socks. I'm not afraid of anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's just
figure
go
it
for
out.
It. Yeah.
Right?
And your sizing, it goes up to what, 7 and 8, I think I read.
So we're
roughly?
going a little bit higher now because people have asked for it. So in some brands we're 10, 12.
Got it. Cool.
But that's the highest that you'll see. And again, it's the brands. It depends on how they run. Because some brands only run up to 8 that we carry. And then that's what we go up to. But if they run, like Riley and Crew runs a little bit higher, I think 10, 11 is kind of their run. If it's appropriate for the age, I'll take it up.
Got it.
Yeah. Okay. And I have to know, where did the name Pinkertons come from?
My dog.
Okay,
Yeti
I thought
Pinkerton.
so. I've seen the little
Yeti Pinkerton is his name. So his story is he's the unfamous dog in our family. So we have 2 dogs. Pharaoh, who is wrestling royalty.
Yeah.
He's got action figures. He's got plushies. He's
That's
all
awesome.
over. He's got more than I do, which a little bit irks me, just a little bit, but not that much.
Yeah.
But he's got, you know, people just love Pharaoh, and he's just a dog. Like he's just a sweet dog.
Yeah.
He doesn't do anything. But they really took to him. Yeti, man, I feel like he's just like trying so hard. He's, you know, got tricks and stuff that he does, and like just no one pays him any attention. So I was like,
all right, Roswell. We need to make Yeti Roswell famous.
Yeah,
well,
that's why I was like,
Seriously.
yeah, I promised him. I was like, I promise you a couple things. I'm going to get you a really nice collar, because I feel like I promised that to all my dogs, and then I never remember to. He got it this year for Christmas.
Oh, that's funny.
And then I was like, I'm going to get your name out there somehow. So the store just ended up perfect.
That's a Roswell General partnership. Bruno sells a ton of Yeti. I think
we got to do something.
I love it.
Well, one of the things we also like to ask our guests too is, you know, why Roswell? We know you're residents here and all that good stuff, but you know, you've got options. You can go outside of the city. You can venture out.
Yeah, you could have been in Atlanta. You could have been in Alpharetta, but
you rooted here. So what's the draw? What's the reasoning?
So Roswell just has the perfect mix of family and adult, in my opinion. You know, we like Cody and I like to do stuff, and you know, people see us out here and there. But we also like to involve the girls as much as we can in everything. So I just found Roswell to be very family friendly. The schools you can't beat. And just people want to do things in Roswell. People want to have community. And I'm happy to be in that mix of creating community now, because at Pinkerton's, I think we do an event a month.
Yeah.
You know, just trying to get people to come out and just be together and have fun. That's what I look all day long on Instagram in my spare time that I should probably be doing a whole lot of other things. For things to do with my kids. Because I'm like, what's going on for Easter? What's going on for St. Patrick's Day? What can we get out of the house and do?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Well, it's been awesome having you on. And we want to make sure all of our viewers and listeners know where to find your information as well. So as far as social media, website, let's talk about where they can go for Pinkertons and also for Naked Mind.
So Pinkertons is at Pinkertons Kids. Pinkertons is with an S. And that is Instagram and X. I don't use the X for that. My mom was very confused about that. But that is, it's there. We just don't really talk very much. Instagram's where to go. And same for Naked Mind. Naked Mind is Naked Mind GA. And then I am the Brandi Rhodes, Brandi with an I. And that's where you'll find Shot of Brandi, which we film once a month. Yeah.
Fun.
Nice. Good deal.
Awesome.
Well, it's been a pleasure having you on. We certainly appreciate it. We wish you all, the world success as you guys grow in Roswell. Love having you here. And it's been fantastic having you on. We'll raise our glasses up
All right.
and say cheers.
Cheers.